Yes guys, and welcome to another video, and another Fabrizio Romano tweet, or a handful of tweets have sent us crazy yet again, in the best possible way. However, there is one potential snag in a transfer that we have previously mentioned in an earlier video, which we will get to, which is still up in the air, so it might happen, but I will get to that as well. But this video is centred around this man here, Athletico Madrid left-back, or formerly of Athletico Madrid, Mandava. I'm going to say Mandava, right, because his first name, it looks like when you've tried to spell Reinildo pissed up on your phone. And I don't want to pronounce it. I just can't, and I won't. I've asked people, but then when I try and do it myself, I feel like I'm going to have a stroke. So I'm going to wait for a proper commentator to say his name for me to say it. But we'll say Mandava for now. But yes, so he's just left as a free agent. He's 31 years of age. He's got an absolute bucket load of experience, as you'd expect at that age, and he's played over 100 games under Diego Simeone, one of the best coaches in the world. So he has a hell of a lot of experience. Now, what kind of player is he? At first glance, and seeing a couple of a few clips and what have you, you might think he'd be a sort of attacking fullback. And from what I've seen from Atletico Madrid fans and their reaction to this, he isn't quite that sort of bombing forward fullback, or at least his output isn't fantastic. He might try to, but his output isn't fantastic. It's the defensive work where he shines, because all I've seen is positive things like that, and not only just in his skill and his footballing ability, but I've noticed a lot of Atletico Madrid fans online say that he is just a really good person as well, which of course doesn't really mean too much in the grand scheme of things, but it definitely helps, particularly someone like, or a team like Sunderland. You know, we do rate good people. I mean, everyone rates good people, of course, that's a stupid thing to say, but you know what I mean, we like a good personality, someone who's a good person, and apparently he's just an absolute wall at the back. Another workhorse, which will slide perfectly into the kind of player that we want at Sunderland anyway, and he is absolutely blistering quick, even for his age. And I've just seen, like a lot of other people, they've only seen compilations. I'd sort of semi-heard of him, but I hadn't really watched anything. But yeah, so these compilations, there's one clip, if you have a look, and I think they're playing Villarreal, and he's going one-on-one with the keeper, the Villarreal striker or attacker, and he has absolutely no business getting back in time, because this guy is one-on-one with the keeper, there's no defender in sight, and then Mandava, I will say, appears from nowhere and just absolutely bombs back and just gives the most perfect timed, or the most perfectly timed block to stop the shot. It's unreal if you go and see it. But yeah, so someone with that experience, another high caliber signing, and I think it is supposed to be on a 2-year deal. So to get someone like this, and apparently it's another player that Leeds were after. I think Nottingham Forest were also interested as well as Saudi Arabian clubs, and we will touch on Saudi Arabian clubs very shortly for something else. But he has chose Sunderland, according to most sources, and most importantly Fabrizio Romano as well. So a 2-year deal for a new left-back. And what does that mean for Sirkin? I think it'd be great experience for Sirkin to work with someone of this lad's calibre. Obviously, Sirkin's still very young. I know there's a lot of rumours surrounding him. Well, I say a lot of rumours. They've kind of died down a little bit now, but there has been previous whispers that Spurs are trying to get him back. So whether that's going to be the case, I don't know. But to have someone like this, he, for me, hands down starts over Sirkin. It's another one of them where I've obviously said in a previous video, we're going to have some kind of like emotional attachment to these players, because these are the ones that got us promoted from the Championship. But you need to be brutal in the Premier League. If a player comes who's better, whether we like the player as a person and as a player or not, if someone comes in better, they have to replace him. They have to. Of course, everyone within the squad has a right to at least have a chance to a degree. But when this kind of quality player comes in, you can't say no just because you like a player. Do you know what I mean? But either way, I'm going off tangent a little bit there. But yeah, this would be an absolutely incredible signing. Incredible. Now, there's been a lot of rumours about different players, which I'm going to get into. But firstly, our 6'6" gigantor, the deal for Bulka, it looks like it could potentially fall through. I did say in the title of the video, I did put maybe when I said it's happening. So I don't quite have egg on my face. I don't think. Of course, I was very excited, and it still could very much happen. But basically what's happened is Fabrizio has only suggested that Sunderland are going to get the deal done. But then there's been other really strong reports from other big journalists suggesting that he did have an offer from Saudi as well, which I kind of knew about anyway, or at least I'd seen reports. But from Fabrizio, it seemed like it was only Sunderland, or at least Sunderland were in the sort of in the lead to get his signature. However, over the last sort of 24 hours, it's been very up and down with reports that the Saudi club, is it Neom or something like that? I can't remember who it was now. Apparently they have, they know they have an absolute shit ton of money, and they've offered him a boatload, and there was some reports saying that he's going to go there. So that might happen. And to be fair, if you lose out to a sort of rival side, you're a lot more bitter about it. But when it's a Saudi team and you know it is just purely for the money, because no one at 25 years of age with that potential and that ability wants and dreams to play in Saudi Arabia, with no disrespect, do you know what I mean? So if anything, if that was to happen, I'd just thought, okay, well, we don't want him anyway, because it kind of shows the kind of person he is. He's not looking to sort of further his career, he's looking to fill his pockets, which is well within his rights to do, by the way. And I get it, at 25 years of age, if you get offered the ridiculous Saudi money that does get offered around, and maybe you've got family to think of as well, you could sort yourself for life in a couple of seasons there. Do you know what I mean? So I don't knock him for it if he does it, but equally, I don't want someone at the club, or at least my club anyway, at Sunderland, I don't want someone like that at the club. It might not happen as of yet, but we'll see. I thought I'd just update you. Another couple of rumours as well. There has been a handful. I'm probably going to forget someone, but there has just been quite a lot, as you can imagine, over the last few days. There was a striker for Almeria, I believe it was, Luis Suarez. No, not the bitey one. Another striker, I think he plays in the second division in Spain. He scored like 28, 29 goals or 27 goals last season. As a striker, he's 27 years of age, so a bit of experience there. He's played in La Liga as well, so some European experience. A little bit like Mandava, as I mentioned earlier, that experience is what we need. I know that, of course, our sort of project, if you will, and the way that we work, it has been bringing in youth and then building them up. However, I think at this stage in the Premier, you have to get someone, not purely just for an age standpoint, like, you're 30 odd, that means you're experienced. You need someone who actually has been playing games like this bloke here, and at a level that you can maybe match with the Premier League. I'm not familiar with him whatsoever. I watched again compilation bits and pieces, and he looks half decent, but I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's been very little in terms of reports. Doucouré as well, who played for Everton, a very experienced Premier League central midfielder. He's been linked as well with Sunderland. I think he's run down his contract there at Everton, which I think, for an experienced head in the middle, that would be great. But I just don't think he has the legs anymore at 32. And he definitely did show that, I think, last season for Everton at times. I think there's definitely a player in there, 100%. He could absolutely probably offer something. But I just don't know where he would fit in this squad with that kind of calibre of play, because he's definitely not a 6, as some people try and push him into that bracket. He's not a 6, so I don't know where we would fit him. But either way, that is just another one. But yeah, I will continue to speak about Mandava as well. I just want to finish off and running off back on him, because I got excited and went off tangent, and I kind of missed a few bits that I wanted to talk about as well. So if you have a look at his stats, and I know that stats don't mean everything, he has only really been playing sort of 20 league games per season for the last few seasons. Obviously, in a team like Atletico Madrid, you're going to have a hell of a lot of competition. The calibre of your competition is going to be ridiculous. So you get that. But in saying that as well, I'm only saying this because I didn't want people to look at his stats and think, oh, he must be shit then. He's not. Like I said, he got about 20-odd league games per season, but then he's playing in the Champions League. He plays 6 games in the Champions League this season. So yes, he's not playing every single game, but he's absolutely being valued there. But of course, he is 31 now. Atletico are a massive club. They're going to try and push on. I think they're bringing in new players anyway. So yeah, it just suits all parties. And he already looks good in red and white. So there we go. But yeah, that is everything. I know that's been a bit of a ramble. I've gone off tangent loads there. If anything else does come to fruition, I will make a video as and when I can. But thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. You have been absolutely smashing it. You really have. So if you can hit the like button on this video for me, it is massively, massively appreciated. And comment down below what you think on the potential signing of Mandava here. Try and pronounce his name. Go on, try and do this first name. It does just look like Reinildo. It looks like it's Reinildo, but of course it isn't. I've seen a few different ways to say it, and I'm not settling on one of them at the moment. I'm sure someone in the comments can tell me. But yeah, like the video if you could. It'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new. But for now, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. How are the lads?